There we go, camera. Hello, everyone. Am I sort of quiet? I seem like I'm quiet. Is that better? No. Yeah, that didn't help much. That just muted me. Okay. How else can we boost this? Let's see if I got something that'll do this. Turn the music down a little bit. Hello, everyone. Hello, Cosmic. Hello, JK. Hello, Minnesota Froggy. Welcome, They Can See Me. Are you able to hear me okay? Is it just maybe my earbud that's a little quiet? I hope you can hear me. Okay, we're going with that. Let's make some coffee, chat. We're going full bore with our corned beef tonight. Actual canned corned beef, too. Got some canned corned beef with like fun cans to open, too. I think we're okay. Welcome back, everyone. I just turned the computer on like 45 minutes ago. Yeah, I should have planned a little more ahead. I've been running around like nonstop since I got home, though. So, I mean, it's not like I haven't been doing stuff. It's just, I've been busy. I've been sort of kicking around this mental idea of what it's like to go to TwitchCon. If for anyone out there that has played Minecraft for a bit, I think this is a pretty good analogy. Going to TwitchCon and then coming back home is a little like playing creative for a while and then trying to recreate the same stuff in survival. Because you go there and you get all of these ideas, you get new things you can use, you get new toys to try, you get new tips, and then you get back home and you realize the amount of actual physical work, time, and likely money that will be required to accomplish those things. it's a great time nonetheless. So how we all been? What's the news with all of you lovely folks? It's been a minute. Hopefully you all been doing well. You know, I went there and got my dangly, smelly thing from my car. My packaging said it smells like chat, but it smells like grape. I don't know if those are really true. I have no idea what these are for. They gave me these for being an affiliate. They're supposed to snap on something like maybe now the idea is kicking into my head that maybe they're for like a joypads, joysticks, joypads, game pads. Joysticks, whatever you want to call them. Nah, it can't be for your, like, they're not porous. Yeah, that's what I'm sort of thinking it is now, JK. But
Happy 27 months, Chef. Cheers to continued great good and friends. Missed you at TwitchCon.
Will Poker, thank you so much for that resub. And yes, I was looking around and curious if I could see some names on tags. I only saw a handful of people that I knew. Most of them were also streamers. Among those, I sat down and chatted with the hunger service for a little bit. I did a drive-by wave at Kanara, who I passed by as I was rushing from one thing to another, and would have greatly enjoyed being able to sit there and chat for a moment, but gotta do things, gotta go. Same thing goes for college classmate who I interrupted his early dinner service to poke my head into his kitchen and say, hey. So yeah. It's been a great weekend, basically. But it was like you know, it was supposed to be my vacation for the year, and it was lovely. And then if you've been hanging out in the Discord while I've been gone, I posted all sorts of photos in the Discord of all the stuff I went to and all the things I saw. The party, the music, all that good stuff. The impressive showers at the Hard Rock. And they announced the dates for next year. And I'm already kicking around in my head like, I sort of want to go back. Like, I'm half wanting to tell myself, okay, keep yourself to once every other year. Like, this is not... So, yeah... Oh, I didn't really get to meet all that many. As far as, you know, like named streamers or anything like that. I saw quite a few around. I mean, they were obvious. I mean, all over the place. They're walking through the place. Like, partners have some areas to themselves. But pretty much, you know, you're all around each other. And so, like, you'll run into people just walking around. Or, like, I went into... And you see all sorts of other people and the other things. Like, the part that I most enjoy about it, and I think is one of the lesser, like, liked things about it, certainly for kids, it's not really a thing for kids, is the sort of, like, creator camp stuff, is all of the, like, sit down and chats. And, like, I sat through some great chats when I was there, like, the one with Pirate Software and Code Miko, talking about all of the API usage and things you can do to animate and, you know, create a better stream, code your stream better. That was an amazing chat. There were other ones where I sat down, and there was the other great one that I did was the brand one, where I apologize, I don't remember all the people in there, but there were a Twitch ambassador and two like salespeople, like related to Twitch, like working in Twitch. They're gonna hate me if they see that now that I don't remember their... I am so horrible with names. I said I poked into my college classmate's kitchen just driving back through on the way. That was a cool place to stop and check out and stretch my legs, you know, for 5-10 minutes before I jump back on the road during my 10-hour drive. I walked in there and asked for him by the wrong name. To his wife, who I've never met before. So cheers, chat. Thank you for joining in with me tonight. I think perhaps the highlight of the cookies, which cookies were a great thing. Like, I'm so happy I did that. Like, the reactions I got from people from just sort of like randomly slipping them a cookie was amazing. Among them, the lady who was helping all the sound on the final music, or on the Copacabana stage, the final where the music was outside. It was sort of like, it's the outside section to the convention is sort of split between the Copacabana stage, which is sort of like all the Twitch streamers music throughout the convention happens there. You have a little bit of food. Most of the food is just inside from that spot. And then you got the 21 plus alcohol booze area. And it's just sort of separated just enough that it's not really, you know, part of the 21 plus area. But the lady was sitting there handling all the musicians, doing all the rigging, doing all that lovely stuff. was just working her ass off. and she looked so happy when I handed her a cookie. I broke about 8 cookies in my bag walking around the con. As far as frustrating things, the meetup, when I went to go and meet up with all the Hermitcraft people, they had sort of set up things so that people could see and talk to all of them. And because even though I got there well ahead of time, I was sort of towards, I would say about 75% back in the crowd waiting. And by the time I got there, the staff all of a sudden decided that, oh, we need to hurry things up. And so I basically only got to chat with Cub before I had to move on. It was rather royally frustrating to be among the longest to wait in line and then sit there and watch everyone else be able to talk to people and me not be able to. The Twitch party was quite well done. I'm sure those that have been to like the concerts and the big shows in the past are like, yeah, they didn't spend any money on it. And yeah, it was a much cheaper option than, you know, taking out the baseball stadium and hiring, you know, major name to throw a concert. But at the same time, they organized like 3 blocks and 2 half blocks on like 3 blocks long, and then like the half blocks on either side. Businesses all along that entire strip, they sat there and herded all those cats together in order to serve food to all of us. Like the amount of networking and stuff they had to do with all of those businesses to pull off that event was astounding. Like they had to have had several people just full-time working on that event. Okay, cooking. What am I making tonight? What am I doing? I don't even remember what I'm making. Oh, hey, let's take these off the door too so I can actually close it. Yeah, you can just fall down. Yeah, that's good too. Come here, door. So I think we're going to start by crisping some of this corned beef for our cookies. And we've got a rather cutesy container with these. You got old school key opener. And so you loosen it, you take the thing off, you reverse it. Trying to get it to release. I also went knife shopping when I was out, but I didn't buy a knife because I apparently picked the wrong stores to go to. Like, went to a store downtown LA. Like, if you would think, you know, would be the place if you're going to have one there. Walk into the place after paying for parking. And, you know, it's like half empty. Like, it's like, how is this place open? They can see me. This is not the most appetizing looking product so far. I have never had this other than it's probably been served to me from a restaurant at some point. I mean, you got straight up like hunks of fat here. This is a notoriously salty product, and even though I got the low sodium version of it, the texture and consistency right now is I'm trying to keep my mind away from thinking of dog food. The reason I'm not using a protein board for that is it's obviously been cooked to be canned. Waiting on that pan on the stove to warm up a little bit here. They did. I think some were a little uncomfortable receiving food from a stranger. Which, that sort of goes along with it, though. I mean, I thought about that. Like, food from a stranger cannot be always well accepted. But I thought with the VOD, it would instill some trust, but I have a feeling that several waited to see that it wasn't, you know, like, there's some streamers that would do some nasty things along that line too, you know. Hey Mel. Oh, so you're going in October next year, Mel? October 17th through 19th? Debating if that was the way I want to go with this. I think I nailed it the first time, and I'm just going to stay with the same plan again. hotel as close as possible, period. Like I was saying at one point, I did well over, or at least 15,000 steps a day during this, because you have to, in order to just cover the convention once, you have to walk the entire convention floor twice, the way it's set up. They make you, in at least the way it has been the last 2 times I went to the San Diego convention, they walk you all the way. It's sort of like it looks like one giant convention center, but it's more like 2 giant buildings that are connected. And they make you walk all the way to the one far end to go in, to snake through everything for the waiting lines to get your badges and all that stuff, and wait the waiting queue for them to open the door at 10 in the morning. And then you can walk into the floor. And then if you're going to anything upstairs, which is where all the meet and greets and all the shows and everything are, you have to basically walk the entire convention back to get one of the stairs, unless you're a partner. Okay, this is just gonna fall apart, which is fine, but I still want to crisp it up a little bit. Drive back was enjoyable. Went and purposely drove through Silicon Valley to see what the area was like. Which I described. I'm not going to go over that again, but that was enjoyable. Going through Gilroy and getting all the garlic smells was fun. It was fun getting off of I-5. If anyone has driven I-5 between San Francisco and LA, you probably know what I mean. It's a little like driving in the panhandle of Texas. It's essentially nothing but like farms as far as you can see. And additionally, it's like you're in a constant parking lot, because it's a 2-lane, like, it's a divided freeway with 2 lanes on both sides. And so it's just like a parking lot of trucks in the first lane, and the second lane is all the pedestrian, or all the passenger cars passing the trucks. And so you're just sitting there playing this game of pass truck, pass truck, pass truck. Move over in the slow lane to pass the slow person in the high-speed lane. Pass truck, pass truck, pass truck. It's not enjoyable. They can sue me? Absolutely. Not only is it actually a well-known name for making corned beef, maybe not in the US, but internationally it is. They, restaurants will do anything to make money off of you. Like think of the most devious person you have met and realize that there's a restaurateur that's just as much of an ass. Like I have certainly had chicken burritos with canned chicken, without a doubt. So the heat's off on this. This is just now coasting with the temp of the pan. We're going to move this off to the side. We're going to use that for our actual dinner tonight. I have not seen anything with that, Michael, but I have heard that she was I didn't realize that it was like out. I had heard that she was doing that, and she was saying it was gonna be her final thing, last thing she wants to do. And so I have the impression that it would probably be pretty good if she has that type of a mentality towards it. I wouldn't get any like inside jokes from it though, even though I've seen a fair number of the old series. Hey, look what we're doing again here, chat. We're creaming butter to make cookies. One of the ways that I think they could work to make TwitchCon better is, and I think they've done better in the past than they did this year, is oh, I used up the last of my brown sugar. I guess we'll just use regular sugar for these. A little molasses maybe. I got molasses here somewhere, don't I? Where'd you go, molasses? Did I throw you in the fridge? I did. But what they could have done better with, and I think they've done better with in the past, was the like streamer run shows. Was not a huge fan of really any of them. And my Spider-Man as a streamer wasn't bad, but could have been better. I didn't realize you were worried about the spelling. I would have told you that that was right. Taking it easy on this coffee after I did my coffee a little late today. Hi, Buns. Okay, I think we're finally getting there with getting that all consistent, same color. Well mixed, well coated. I think I could have added more salt to my cookies that I took to TwitchCon. Are we okay with the camera, how it's looking today? I changed it around a little bit, and so it's looking a little different. It's got a little bit of a different perspective to it than usual. A little salt and a little bourbon instead of vanilla. Put our sugar away. Ah! Let's take a look at this cutting board for a moment here, chat. Oh, and where'd the roll of tape go? Everything decided to fall all at once. My fan, pound of pasta, dried pasta, and now I can't find the roll of aluminum tape that I was using to prop the fan up properly. What can I use in its place in the meantime? Because that is blowing way too high. Ooh, duct tape. Duct tape. Food safe. Hi, chat. Okay, we got all of that. We got that covered. We got that covered. Still recording them back. Nice to see I didn't have a massive drop off in viewers taking a break. That has happened to me in the past where, you know, I'd be averaging 10, 12, 14 and then drop down to like 5. Baking powder, baking soda. Hey, Addictive. Yep, I'm back from San Diego. I said baking powder, but I'm only doing baking soda. I should have put the egg in there earlier. Knew I forgot something. Hey, Addictive, you can always type !menu or dinner to find out what's on in the plans. I'm working with corned beef as my ingredient challenge tonight. Each week I have a vote going on in Discord and chat Alexa ingredient that I have to use for dinner and dessert. And so right now I'm making the dessert portion. We're making some cornmeal, corned beef cookies. Oh, it's most certainly not the first time that has happened here. They can see me. I was planning on using waffle fries, which is what I think of when I think of Irish nachos. But I was there in the store and I saw that Arby's package of curly fries and I was like, yeah, that has to happen. It's not always the greatest plan addictive because cookies typically are much more shelf-stable, and you start putting meat in them, and you have to start worrying, well, am I going to refrigerate these? Are these going to be any good if I refrigerate these? I did corn dog ice cream sandwiches a long time ago with corn dog ice cream and sugar cookies with slices of corn dog put in the top of them when they baked. Corn does really good with both savory flavors and with sweet. I mean, corn is very sweet all by itself. I mean, we don't use corn syrup for no reason at all. We'll see if I like them or not. They can see me. We're only making about a dozen of these, which I wish I could make it even less, but it's sort of hard. We're getting into territory where you start splitting eggs and stuff like that, and so there is the addition of our slightly crisped up or browned corned beef. I mean, I've had some corned beef hash that looked pretty close to that right there. I would not be shocked. Going back to, has this been served to me in a restaurant? We back from ads yet? That's part of my new plans since coming back from TwitchCon 2. I got all sorts of API stuff I gotta deal with. We're getting rid of this bot. This bot's been driving me nuts. It doesn't want to display any of my stuff properly through OBS. I've been struggling to get it to handle its WebSocket properly. I found another option. Well, I found a couple of options recently, and that thing is bye. I don't need that anymore. I'd be much happier with them if I didn't think they were headed development-wise in completely the wrong direction. Thank you. So now we got our... The only thing I did while you were gone from the ads was I threw the cooked corned beef in with the mixture here. And gave that a stir up. Does it taste good though? You want me to eat raw cookie dough? He says, having done far worse on stream. Get myself some silicone paper here. I wasn't overly impressed with the hot dog cookies. The corn dog ice cream sandwiches were phenomenal. And I think it was, I forget what it was about the hot dog cookies, but there was like a reasoning behind it. I didn't think it worked. I know I posted about it in the Discord. Thank you, JK. Yeah, the peanut butter. They weren't just hot dog, they were peanut butter hot dog cookies. And the peanut butter, like, peanut butter is shockingly close to, like, pork fat. Like, you get that same sort of, like, almost corn flavor to both of them. And so the peanut butter in the peanut butter cookies, it almost was like, okay, this is a fatty hot dog cookie. Which is not, you know, the play there. It was more crispy, savory, chewy bits in your cookie that don't completely throw you off of this being a dessert. No gloves with these cookies though. I did catch a little bit of something at the con. I don't think it's COVID, but my throat has been messed up since the first night there. I can live with it, it's just being a little annoying. Interesting. No, I didn't sell any cookies. I'm not cooking out of a commercial kitchen, so I can't sell anything that I'm making here. And have no desire to, really. Let's see what temperature we need for our Arby's fries. $425. No. I don't do autographs. There are a lot of ifs to that they can see me. A lot. I mean, there's still some dream or some hope out there. Like, I haven't sold off my trailer for a reason. But I was so discouraged with this state the last time through. The hot trends in culinary world right now is everything's too fucking expensive. Everything is, how can we make this thing that's gotten too expensive cheaper again, when really it probably should have been that expensive to begin with. Like, one of my rants, long-term rants, has been Americans, like, reality of what it takes to make much of our food and what we pay for our food do not make sense. I've said this one before a bunch of times. Ooh, fun. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Getting yourself a patch or two. I can't tell from here, but I will get those out to you quickly. Let's see here. The idea that, like, I don't know if we're really looking at the idea that you can raise a cow, have it have a baby so that it produces milk, collect that milk several times a day, package it, market it, transport it to a store, and then sell it for a profit, and they sell it for $1. You know, same sort of thing with eggs. Like, really? Double alerts. Buns. Subscribing. So let's cut up some onion here. Let's see if this onion's so good in the fridge. I don't know if I should trust this after being in here like a... Yeah, let's just get rid of you. I realized after I made the menu tonight that I actually have some more onion around here that could be used for this. And so I think I'm gonna saute some onion, and then I'm gonna use some of the pickled onion that I have in the fridge. So I'm gonna slice another half onion here. And don't try and get me to say the name of it because I don't even remember it at the moment. But I do think I have decided on my next chef knife. the next questions are, can I get it engraved like I have the current ones, and actually if I can actually get it, because so far I've only seen it out of stock. Gotta remember to buy some small sandwich bags. I need some sandwich bags. What you make addictive? The 2 vinegar chicken that I'm making on Friday. There's a recipe in the Discord. I'm sort of over wasting plastic, but yeah, it's too big of a bag. I just noticed this is Brazilian beef. We're eating rainforest beef tonight, chat. $8. Not cheap. It's not even a pound, it's 12 ounces. What's your dog cleaning? Duck is amazing, but yes, is expensive, yeah. Mostly duck's expensive because we don't buy and use enough of it and grow it, raise enough of it. most of it's like hunted. I mean, we have commercially raised duck, but I think most of the people I hear about eating duck are typically hunters. Yep, it's got all of that iron, making it nice and red. I'm probably getting that science entirely wrong, but it's definitely a much more meaty meat than chicken. Fat's better too. Their eggs are amazing too. Like, duck eggs are great. I'm much less of a fan of tastes salty. All right, oven's up to 350. Throwing the cookies in. Yeah, fish is getting really, like, fish has never been cheap, but it's getting really expensive lately. Duck eggs, the yolks are amazing on them. The whites are not much less so. Same thing with goose eggs. They have whites that do not coagulate or solidify nearly as well. They're much more, there's a much higher water content to them. So they still sort of solidify, but there's so much water there that they're like watery. They're like a watery egg white. But the yolks have so much different and better flavor. This is cooking too hot. We're turning these down a bit. I've been talking, not paying attention. Bit of salt. Oh, hey, paying so much attention that I'm not even showing chat what I'm doing with these onions here. So yeah, I guess I've sort of covered things for TwitchCon. Trying to think if there's anything that I didn't. I have not. They can see me. I've seen it in real life, but I have not ate one in real life that I recall. I certainly haven't cooked it myself. But then again, I proved earlier tonight I can't even remember names. So, I mean, trusting me to remember if I've had a such and such experience is sort of a shaky ground. We're sort of chilling, waiting on these cookies, because we got the cookies to bake through, and then I got to raise the temp of the stove again so that I can get into baking the curly fries. Welcome in, Nan Reader. It's delicious, buns. It's great with salads too. I've done that before. What type of cheese? We're doing 2 types of cheese tonight. I bought myself a little container of like pub cheddar, and I'm gonna mix that with some beer, warm it up and soften it up and drizzle that over it. And then I've got just like Mexican shredded cheese left over that's been in the fridge since I left. Yeah, Bonds, it's really easy to do. It just takes time and it takes some space in your fridge. I think it takes about 2 weeks, if I remember correctly. Okay, that's too cold now. Yeah, Buns, it's pretty much just, you put the egg yolk in a container full of salt and then cover it in salt and throw it in the fridge. Forget about it until it turns hard. I would compare the experience of cured grated egg yolk very similar to many harder cheeses. It's got that savory element to it. It's got a creaminess to it. It's grated like many cheeses. It's probably a great substitute for someone looking to substitute protein for dairy on salads and soups and pasta. Yep, MSG by other names. There's a local popcorn company around here that sells what they call hippie dust popcorn, which is popcorn dusted with nutritional yeast. I've never tried. I'm not the hugest like bag snack guy, but you know, I haven't bought the popcorn, but they've been around for years. Like, they've been around here at least as long as I've been living out here. So I mean, they've most certainly got a following. They're in all of the stores. Sort of trying to cross between the pastrami, corned beef. I didn't want to quite take it as far as throwing sauerkraut on top of tonight's nachos, but you know, I felt the onions, the pickled jalapeno, the sour cream, horseradish, all fit in well with this. You can never get seasoned. That's because you're probably not putting on it when it's still hot, fresh out of being popped, while the oils haven't been absorbed. You need to get that seasoning on there before the starches soak up all of that oil from frying. You still coat them in a little bit of oil, don't you? Typically it works a little bit better even if you just put a light coating of oil on the outside of the kernels themselves. Give those 2 more minutes. Depending on what you're seasoning it with. Salt, most certainly. A fair number of, like, I wouldn't trust all seasonings to survive the heat and have good flavor afterward, you know, like, especially like cheaply made garlic flavorings and stuff like that. I lied, I'm tired of waiting. We're taking these cookies out. Well, we got some coloring towards the bottom. Those might be good. Got some coloring on top of them too. Cookies. It didn't spread much, but there's not a ton of fat in this recipe. It's a pretty dry recipe, especially if you saw the dough itself was pretty crumbly when I was making these. I debated actually adding a little milk or a little bit extra butter, but it's a little hard to do that once you start into the recipe. The butter especially, you want to do like first thing. And so, like, if anyone wants to recreate this recipe, I would suggest adding, I don't know, maybe quarter stick extra butter, extra 2-3 tablespoons of butter. So they did a little bit, so they would spread a bit more than they did. Yeah, not too far off actually, Addictive. I gotta say that, you know, like, I've had some more attractive cookies in my life. They're smelling good though. Like the corn and the beef. Nice buns. I gave Beetlejuice a cookie at TwitchCon. There was someone in a wheelchair with obvious, some sort of problem. Wouldn't be in a wheelchair otherwise. That was very well dressed up like Beetlejuice. Like, full on suit, proper color tie, full makeup. Like, they spent time prepping. I'm sort of sitting here feeling sad that